Good morning. Coming to you at a weird angle. It's 7:18. Just gotten up, and I don't know if this will be a day in my life. I slept really late at like 3, or is it 2? Which is probably why I'm like this. So I'll explain when I've refreshed from all this in a bit. Good morning. I just rolled out of bed 40 minutes later. So this concept, there's like a taking stock, which is something I've seen from other content creators way back. I don't know if people still do it. Anyway, so the idea is you have a bunch of questions that you just ask to sort of check in with yourself. The first one for me is how am I? How are you? So you ask yourself the same set of questions. But I am good. I'm happy this morning. It's a bright day, which for me, I'm a sun girl. So anytime it's hot weather, I'm very happy. But even with my life in general, I think I'm in a good place right now. Yeah, it's balanced. It's always talked here, but I can confirm that I'm good. Let me go and take a shower. All showered and fully moisturized, so I'll go to the second question, which is, what are you loving? Speaking of oil, I love oiling myself in the bathroom. So I don't know why it took me so long to start doing this. I think I started doing it last year. So I typically take very long showers and hot showers, which is not good for your skin, like scalding hot. But I don't think I go that far nowadays. I try and keep it down. Anyway, that's not the point. You should always oil yourself in the bathroom where the air, it's humid. You've created a humid environment, especially if you've had a hot shower, because it just adds on to how moisturized your skin feels. So that's what I'm loving. Style for the next 2 or 3 days is done. I haven't been to the salon in easily over a year. I think the last time I was there was January 2020. I don't really intend to go back. From before, I never really used to go so much. Why did I come here? To get some my lips are feeling kind of dry. Not so much. Next question, what are you reading? So at the moment, I am reading, there's this book, Children of Blood and Bone. I'll probably have to swap that around so you can see it better, by Tommy Adeyemi. I joined a book club in the office just to help get my reading up, this year because I really slacked last year. In 2019, I was a bit good. So it's helping because you have accountability partners. And yeah, and when you meet, you feel a bit of pressure, like, oh, what have I actually been reading, if anything? So it's helping. I typically read when I'm having my breakfast. Speaking of breakfast, say hi.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm fine.
Great. You help me make my breakfast.
Yeah.
Okay. What?
I broke. The broke it here.
It's a spinning thingamabob.
Oh, it's
My time to have breakfast. So, next question is, what are you eating? Let me show you. Well, you've probably just seen it. Well, I'm having just a simple pancake with bananas and honey drizzled over it. I don't know if it's a weird combo, but it's very simple and I really like it. Plus, Nyambo, who is Sparkles' nanny, anyway, makes the best pancakes. Like, I don't think she even struggles in terms of ingredients and complexity, but they're just really, really nice. Then next, we're on to drinking, which, it's a bit of a cliche for me. Tea. So I had there's a time, like maybe a month back, I reviewed on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, brother, if you don't. The Stemmy, it was a floral medley, which I knew I'd like. Reviewed the Stemmy floral medley on my Instagram, and then I had this mango, which I bought at the same time, but I had not been taking it, and then I got some purple tea from Gatura Greens, and yeah, so this one has been quite a while, but lately it's all I've been drinking. Lately I've been drinking it quite a bit because I am running out of my hibiscus that I got from Gatura, and I've been working down my purple tea as well, and I was like, oh, it's time to give this one attention, and I really, really like it now. The first time I had it, I thought that because it's got fennel seeds in it, I thought that the flavor of the fennel seeds was too strong for me. I don't know if it was the actual flavor or the smell of it, because I typically don't like fennel seeds so much, but I feel like they contribute to the smoothness of food in terms of texture. What I did like is that they have dried mango in there, but then the thing is, the fennel seeds were overpowering the mango, and I wanted to get more of the mango feel just because it's been named as such. But now I have a new technique of sort of working it so that I'm not put off by the fennel, and it's not actually off-putting, it's just my preference, you know what I mean? All done. I typically love having this all day at this point in time, and normally I'd have it with I'd sweeten it with some honey so that it's really like a dawa. Every day in my life I endeavor to get closer and closer to the Java dawa in terms of my tea concoctions. One aim I have actually is to start keeping a concentrate of ginger on my console so that it's always an option available for when I brew my drinks. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm loving. So I'm gonna have my breakfast now, so we can get into the next. Guys, one thing about me, jewelry, standard. I must wear jewelry, so now I feel completely naked. See, I'm just going to put on my daily hoops. I have 2 piercings on my right ear, 3 on the left. So this one always has the top one, just because it was. So when I had 3 on this side as well, that top one healing took forever. So I try to always keep this one occupied because I don't want it to close up like the other one. But I've sort of come to love the oddity of them, and actually want to add 2 more, maybe here and here, or just because I like the train look. Yeah, so I must put on jewelry. This one. It's too much. Funny thing is, you always sort of know what you're going to wear, but still you'll find yourself trying to see. This is my standard Tree of Life pendant. This is my standard go-to. It works on everything. I really love it. I got it from a random vendor when I was out and about in town years back. And the thing with my jewelry, I try and make sure that I stopped buying fast fashion jewelry. A friend of mine, she likes to tease that at our age, the jewelry we're getting should be assets, and I 100% agree with that. So I don't buy fast fashion jewelry pieces anymore. They look good, but they don't last. So my go-to is brass pieces or gold plated. If I have something that's fast fashion, it's because it's been gifted, but I don't buy it for myself, and I don't think I also buy it for people. We can get into the next question, which is, what are you wary of? For me, it's my is this thing straight? Anyway, for me, it's my time management has become something that I'm more conscious of. Actually, 2 things: my financial management and time management, because I feel like sometimes I can let time really get away from me. So what time do I wake up? What time do I sleep? The sleeping one is especially a struggle. I don't sleep well. I don't sleep well. So I'm very conscious about that, and what I do with my time also now starts to matter, because I like to feel as much as possible that I'm being fruitful, if that makes sense. So I need it to make sense. I need to respect my time more. And sometimes that means even scrutinizing what I do on a day-to-day in terms of even my work. I ask myself, of what value am I to the wider universe? Sometimes just to myself even. And such questions force you to reevaluate again, to always constantly fine-tune and reevaluate your values so that you respect them. have a bit of a break, so I'm just going to refill my cup of tea now. While I'm at it, we can do the next question, which is, who are you listening to at the moment? Or like, what are you loving in terms of music, I guess? So for me, I've been loving, okay, so I listen to a wide set of music in terms of genres. Pretty much everything and anything, an influence from my dad. So lately, or at least the past 2 days, I've been loving Billy Abel. I don't know if you know her. If you listen to rumba at all, she's a classic from Congo. And I started watching the videos particularly as well. And it's so surprising to me how I find her so regal, if that can be the word to describe her. The way she dances, even her own dancers, the way they dress, and they were still, trying to be sensual. But then when you look at it right now, it almost looks comical, like they're just taking up the mic. So it's a bit fun. But yeah, I really like that. I'm enjoying listening to her music at the moment and sort of just trying to picture my parents way back when. Actually, should I say my grandparents or my parents? Yeah. Okay, so it's 2:23 right now, so I think I'm going to grab something for lunch. Anyway, let's do the next question, which is, what am I watching? So what are you watching as well? I am a YouTube junkie, which is probably fitting why I got into the platform later on, but I am a huge YouTube junkie. When it comes to Netflix, I'll watch what's on trend sometimes. I'm not, actually no, that's a lie. I don't typically keep up with what's trending, but something that I did hop onto was The Crown. I only got into it this year. I'm done with the 4 seasons, like I've caught up. So I loved that. But when it comes to YouTube content, I'm loving Kate Kiarie. She's a Kenyan content creator, and I think she's packed with wisdom, and her content is also very enriching, especially the segments. Actually, it's not just her mom and her segments. Every conversation she seems to have, you always go away with a new perspective, and so I really like her content, and it surprised me just how much I like it. But I think she's a very open person, which also you don't get a lot of on the web. So yeah, I like Kate a lot, and I'm loving her at the moment. Lunchtime. It's now 4 p.m. I'm having another refill of my tea as per usual, and something that I do like doing, I give myself a sweet treat. If you follow me on the gram, you know that this household, we've been deathly ill in the last 2 weeks, particularly Sparkles, from flus, and then the sore throat, and then wave 3 is really coming up in Kenya, so it was a bit scary. So I don't have any of my usual, the candies and the chocolates and all that. However, I have something that my mom sent to us a couple of weeks back, and we nibble at it sparingly because you don't need too much as well. Let me show you. This is our a little box of sweet treats. If you're not new to Middle Eastern treats, they make their own sweets. So it's basbousa. They have names for these things. God, the name has disappeared. Anyway, if you're not foreign to Middle Eastern treats, there's just a wide variety of them. A lot of them always have pistachio. They're buttery. They're drenched in syrup most of the time. As you can see, we're almost through with one. I share this with my sister, so any one of us can come and nibble at one, and then we'll do this one last. We gave the other box to one of our sisters by choice. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna have with my tea. Gosh, my camera work is so shaky. So these are the ones that I've picked for myself. This one I think just is pistachio that's been crushed up, and then I don't know what the base or the pastry is made of. I've had this one before. It just seems to be pastry that has been dipped in a lot of sugar syrup. So yeah, so I'll have that right now with my tea as a little energizer. And I guess we can go on to the next question, which is, can you tell that I'm making up the questions as I go? What would I want to check in on myself? What could you do better today? I think I can, the way I treat my body. Guys, I'm not active at all. I used to be very sporty when I was in high school, and as I've gotten into, and then in uni, I used to walk a lot because of using matatus. I live in an area where there's lots of public transport, but the place to cross over to get matatus that would take me to my university, there was no public transport, and I was not the sort of person who would spend, cash on motorbikes and that kind of thing. So it just meant time management. You walk so that you get to and for a long time. So it was at like a 15 to 20 minute walk. But there was one time that I took my classmates on the route that I trekked, and they were like, "Are you trying to kill yourself? No wonder you're so thin," But for me, it was nothing. And I used to enjoy that walk because it was one way for me to stay active, clear my mind. I liked just looking at stuff as you're walking, and you're listening to music. So it's relaxing. And ever since I got a car, I do nothing. And when it comes to home workouts, I'm not very consistent in that kind of thing. So lately I've been feeling like I need to be more active, just in the simplest ways. But I don't know what has changed. I don't know what has changed. Well, of course I know what has changed, but at the same time, I just need to get back on there. I think walks would be really good. I should actually try that and film it. And then, actually, this is a way to be accountable. So I guess one day we'll take a walk. Guys, by now you know the drill. I'm having another refill. So flask number 2 is done. This flask typically takes or gives rather, the volume of it gives me 4 cups of tea. So I normally refill it like twice, 3 times. Anyway, I think I should end this check-in at this point in time because I'm gonna be working like this until 8:30 p.m. 9. That's my typical work schedule. So I have slow mornings, but my evenings are then drawn out to satisfy capitalism. So anyway, I'm joking. I'm not. But let me try and think which last question would I want for a check-in question again. So what do you hope for? That should be the last of our questions for this check-in. I hope for more peace of mind. I think towards the tail end of last year, I had a very rough time, and I've worked very hard to get to the place where I'm at in terms of my mental health. That sounds so. Is it sad that it's cliche now? But yeah, it is what it is. And I just hope that doesn't leave me, because I'm starting to creep back to where I was, and that doesn't make me particularly happy, of course, because I know what work it took to get out. So I'm hoping that I can maintain my peace of mind. Yeah, but then you can't just hope, you need to put action, behind the things that you want or need to do. Anyway, I'm just going to close it off here. I'm waiting for my tea to steep nicely over here. Thank you for watching this video. I hope that these questions are some that you would want to ask yourself. Please give me suggestions on any other questions that you think would be good as a check-in. Maybe I can do them in future, you know what I mean? Because clearly I was coming up with these as I was going along. So yeah, have a great day. We'll see you when we see you.